All right. Oh, we're being recorded. Hang on. That looks like Margaret.
Also something really funny.
Hey, Nadia, switch your camera on.
What's that, James?
Oh, you're
Say that
gonna
again.
Switch your camera on, Nadia.
Switch the camera on. So I've got to. Oh, okay. So hold on a second then.
Oh, there's Lori.
Uh,
Hello, Lori.
Hello.
You video on.
There we go. Oh, she did it. Hello, Lori.
Hello.
Or get to
find you now.
Oh, hey,
Right. We'll be getting California set.
I can't get rid of that. We've got a thing here saying the meeting is being recorded. How do I don't want to get rid of that.
Just
Where's
say
your
yes.
mother, Sarah?
Oh, get it. Get it.
I've
Oh,
been
get it.
trying to text Jen to find out if they're coming on, but she hasn't got back to me yet, so I'll try her again.
Hi, Bill and Lou.
Hello, Bill New.
hello. Hello, that was.
Hey, how you doing, Bill New?
Oh,
Hello. Cheers. Hey.
I managed to do it anyway. I put the camera on. Who's that? Hello?
Well, it's because I've got
Muriel.
cushion.
Muriel.
It's sleeping.
Muriel. Hiya, Bill. Hi, Bill.
Camera there, Nadia.
Hello.
Have you got the camera on?
Oh,
There, now you can see us better.
Can you see us?
No, not yet.
Oh,
There's Laurie.
Ellen is.
have I?
Ellen, are you right?
Hello, Chelsea. Hey.
The noise is really weird.
Twice. There you go. Oh, we lost it.
It's Laurie.
We lost her entirely.
A birthday card.
Hey, Lori. Long time no see.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly, right, Lynn?
We can
Hi.
see you. Now,
Hi,
where-
Carol.
Carol.
now then,
James and Gillian, who
I
we've
can't see
Hi,
us.
Carol.
Do I need the camera?
Hello.
No, it's better that last.
Do we need?
That's no good.
Do we need to put our camera on?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. We'd love to see you.
You.
I thought I'd done it already. Actually.
Would you just join up?
There you go. How are you, Bill?
Hello. Can you see me?
That's
Hey, Zoe.
Not yet, Zoe.
And, I wonder if Zoe's gonna join.
Hello.
Oh, Zoe.
Oh no, I've got too much stuff on my desk. Sorry. There we go. Hello.
Hello.
It's Jimmy and Margaret. isn't
Wow. Did we lose Ellen?
Where?
it?
Yes.
Where this
Hello, Margaret and Jimmy.
Hello.
How are you? Oh, she's got a glass. That's good.
There.
Cheers.
Heather's there.
Yes.
is. You see who's here?
More.
Yeah.
Oh, look at more.
Jimmy, that's Patrick.
At least. Where's the
So Lockhart's. Hello, Lockhart's.
Hello.
Patty.
Whoa.
Hi.
Carol Riley. That's the Stephen.
Hello,
Riley.
Carol.
We have enough.
Hello, Laurie. Laurie's got a fire.
Oh, here comes Dolores.
Oh, that just runs a fire 24 hours a day, so it looks better in the background.
Looks good. Yeah.
Ellen.
Either that or you look like you're on fire.
Oh, look at that. Look at the happy birthday card. Whoa. Yay. I like the birthday card.
Ellen.
That's great.
Zoe. Frank.
Nice. And
Back to
Dolores.
front, unfortunately.
This is Stevenson's a card look.
Oh, good card, Steve.
That's great.
Good card, Stevenson's.
He's right in the middle. Oh, there he is. Okay. I was used to him in the corner.
Someone
Lurking in the background.
Here comes Amy.
Hello.
There's Zoe.
When you're
We were at the start of Love Actually.
better attend three meetings.
Hi, Dolores.
Hi.
Hello.
There's Booby.
Really?
Amy,
Amy. Hello,
Sorry.
Amy.
would you keep that to music on?
Yeah,
Okay.
Happy birthday, John.
thank you.
Happy
Mine
Is
is
John there with Steve?
No.
You're ageless.
That's better than
Yes,
80.
well, there's Steve.
Oh, well.
Camera on.
How are you doing, Kate?
I don't know who's there. That's
We're fine. That's Kate.
Good.
Yeah, we're fine, thank you. The kids are just going, who's that? Who's that?
Who's that? Yeah.
Do you know?
Everybody knows.
They want to know what time it is. What time is it with you, John?
Just after 3. 3.
After
Ah.
3 in the afternoon. Okay.
Well, Art.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Mark.
Happy birthday, John.
Because I knew I was actually talking at the moment.
I don't think we're gonna have to be able to do all the productions.
Hey, Eric.
It's John, look.
Can anybody tell us?
It's John, it's not John, it's Steve.
Can anybody tell us how you?
Hello, how are you?
You know,
Hello?
that's Steve, I think.
Hello?
Nadia,
There's Nadia.
turn on your camera.
Oh, Nadia, where are you?
She's there, but she's not got her camera on. Can you tell
Eric
us?
Pitters, look at you, you're looking good, buddy.
Hi, Frank. Hi, Pat.
Hello?
Get a drink.
Got my
Hello?
Oh, Nancy, How are
Happy
you?
birthday.
thank you, dear.
Good to see everyone.
Well, do we have enough people to start off with the round of happy birthday?
They're there.
Yeah.
It's gonna come off terrible. What do you think, Billy? Like at the pub? Happy
that's because they haven't been
birthday
talking.
to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to John. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much.
Can anybody
Cheers,
tell?
and sing it was ever, as if it was ever gonna be.
Somebody should give him the bumps. Give
Give
him the bumps. Give him the bumps. Hello, birthday boy.
I think.
Yeah.
Hey, Alan.
Be counting by 10. Hey, Alan, how are you? Is that right?
Much quicker.
How are you?
I'm well. How are
Alright.
things in England?
Say again?
How are things in England?
Alan.
No,
Not connected, clearly.
I connected. Oh,
I want on speaker or what?
How do we put the camera on with an iPad?
Right, touch the screen.
Yeah.
Touch the screen and go to the, and a splash screen will drop down.
Yeah.
See some icons, and one is a microphone, the other one is a video camera, and yours will have a line through it.
Have you got
there
it?
we are, Nadia.
There we go.
Hey. Hey, Nadia. Fantastic.
Good to see you.
Ooh, Lori, I love the fireplace. You look
You're
so
new in an
cozy.
apartment, right?
You just had it installed. It was part of the Boxing Day
Oh,
sale.
it's great.
It's all part of the service, yeah.
Love it. What have you been
Laurie,
watching on your birthday,
Gillian,
John?
thank you.
Laurie, how are you? Did you
There's
get your
Nadia,
result,
Frank.
your
Yeah.
PCR result?
Oh, I don't recognise that.
Just
Yeah.
gone.
So,
Wouldn't you?
That's James and Jim.
Wow.
Is that Laurie in the middle?
Awesome.
That's Laurie.
Awesome.
Hello.
Nadia and
I can see
everybody.
everybody there. And who's down here? I saw Margaret and Jimmy before. And is that Patrick?
yes.
It is.
Hello, Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Hi, how you doing?
Patrick.
Hello, Nadia. Hello, Frank.
Hello, Alan. Was that
Hi,
Alan?
There's Patrick.
Hi,
Newman,
hi.
are you on your boat?
You all right?
Did you just get back from America today, Alan?
I did. Yeah, I
Oh.
got back at about, I don't know, I got back about about 1 o'clock, something like that. But it was freezing, absolutely freezing.
Oh, really? Where were you in America?
It's in New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noisy.
I'm sure it's as cold in Canada
Well,
as it was there.
it's pretty darn cold today. Alan, I'm going to be over in London in May. We're not sure what week yet, but for 4 or 5 days in May.
Okay.
My buddy and I are going over. We're going to see the filming of season 3 of Ted Lasso. So I'll have to hook up with you while I'm there. Right?
Oh no, that'd be great. That
Yeah.
would be fantastic. I mean, I'm supposed to be starting. Well, that's why I was in. That's why I was in New Jersey. I mean, I'm starting a Netflix film in April, but I'll be around. You know, we'll be filming in London, so yeah.
Alan there. I can't see his face. Because he said, I think it must be that the person who's talking.
So, what should we do here? I wonder how we do this. Hey, Patty.
Yes.
Why don't we get you going since you're game for almost everything?
Well,
Well, yeah, we'll sing happy birthday again, Billy, for sure. But
79 more times to go.
funniest story. Let's share the funniest or best John Kay story that popped to mind.
Yeah.
Anyone in the Lockhart can.
Got one.
Yeah.
Okay. Jack has one first here.
Taking part to the Sens and Leafs game in Eugene Melnick's box and making him put on a Sens jersey.
That was a pretty good one. I hope that translates for everyone overseas. Right.
Going to go see a
going
hockey
to a
game.
city game wearing a United shirt.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Billy's got one
I've
here.
got one. There's a few that I could think of, but this one just comes to mind. Is one time my mom took Jack, Dot, and Vivi to Build-A-Bear, and I went across the hall to the mall and got a video game. And we went back to the grandparents, and Grandpa said, "Oh well, so I guess you're more interested in software than soft bears."
Very punny, Billy.
Yeah.
Very punny.
I found that hilarious.
Very funny.
I don't know where John is actually. I can't tell where he is on the picture.
Right here, Nadia.
He's there,
All right.
Nadia.
Is that close enough?
I should change my name here. Let me do that here.
You got to change your name?
Yeah,
You're gonna tell a story.
Just who the hell is Steve K? He's not the important one, right?
Change it to birthday boy. Birthday
Yeah,
boy.
hey, you got it. That's where I'm headed. Right?
Birthday boy.
Whose house
Steve.
is it?
We're all figuring out. who
That'll be
they are.
funny when I get on the Rotary meeting on Tuesday.
I have a funny memory of that Frank will remember as well. When we were in the car driving in Paris and
Yes.
stuck on the roundabout around the Arc de Triomphe, and we just couldn't quite get over. It was like we were in European vacation.
Yeah.
It was pretty terrifying with Dad driving.
Yeah, you were actually trying to get off the main road, weren't you? To get round your hotel, and it kept taking you to that underpass. You thought you were getting, there we are. Oh no, here we go again.
Oh no! We were
did
stuck
it
on
about
that.
12 times.
The best part of that, Patty, was when the motorcyclist went by us and swerved over our fender and under the fender of the truck next door or next to us. And the guy, the truck driver, leaned out and said, "Ah, are we?"
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Remember that, Frank?
Yes. Do you remember that in Paris? Oh yes. Yeah. And also, I remember Frank telling me a story where you and Patty and Frank went for you were having a walk round and you were on the Champs-Elysees in Paris and you fancied a cup of coffee. But Frank being Frank, he said, well, should we go up should we go off the Champs-Elysees because it won't be quite as expensive, you know, if we just go off one of these side streets. But Patty said, no, we're not going to do that, Frank. I'm not paying. You know, we're going to have it, you know, we're going to go the full whack.
Yeah, about $7 for a coffee.
Yeah, it's like going to Starbucks.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. Oh, my goodness.
Well, 30 years
Ken's got a
ago,
story.
30 years ago this evening, my friend Billy McIntyre and I showed up at Mom and Dad's house. We were going to take Dad out for a beer. As we were heading out the door, Billy, not this Billy, my friend Billy, said, "All right, let's go to the castle." It was a strip club in town. And mom laid down the law. I've never seen Mom lay down the law quite as hard as she ever did. Right? She said, "You are not leaving this house if you're going to go to that place." Right? Right. So we went to another bar instead. For 5 minutes. It was a big. Let someone else. It was a big argument that night. Good one though. 30
Good
years
for
ago
you,
tonight.
Donna.
Also, aside from going to just a strip club, going to a strip club with your dad. That's a bit.
Well, you know,
Good point.
listen, I was 19 and foolish, Zoe. So what do you do?
You went to a different bar. I didn't know there was 2 strip bars in town.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your story, Dad?
No, I just remember the first day I met John and he knocked at Granny's door. Because he arrived in Comrie and saw Bob Kay's shop and asked for directions to Jessie Kay's house. And I was up there for my summer holidays. The guy knocked at the door and said, "Does Jessie Kay live here?" And I'm looking at this boy that looked awfully like my brother. I thought, well, who wants to know? And he says, "My name's John Kay, I'm from Canada." "Okay, wait a minute." So I went through the house, said, "Gran, there's a guy at the door says his name's John Kay and he's from Canada." Whoa, beers and slaughters. Whoa. Oh, bring him in, bring him in.
I remember that day, Jimmy.
That was quite something, wasn't it?
My goodness. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit like when John arrived to see Kel and Molly. And he had to come from it must have been from the airport, I suppose. And he'd got to get a taxi. A train station, was it, John? Yeah, you'd got to get a taxi, or as you'd call it, a cab. And I think Kel said, "Oh, yeah, just come along to where we live, Ivy Cottage." And he said, "Well, there might be lots of cabs, will he know where I'm going?" And Kel said, I'll stand out in the road. Because I think John was thinking there'd be hundreds of cabs going backwards and forwards, all this traffic. And there was just one cab that was coming out to the house where Kel and Molly lived. And Kel was there in the middle of the road. And John arrived and got out. And I remember Molly was so overwhelmed because she said it looked like Jock walking down the path to the house. It looked like Jock years before. They were absolutely amazed. But it was such a funny story, expected it to be so busy, but there was just this one cab coming to the house.
Well, the cab driver said, "Where do you want to go?" And I said, "Ivy Cottage, Kersley's End, Kersley." And he said, "Well, I know where Kersley's End is, but I have no idea where Ivy Cottage is." And as we approached, there was a guy standing out waving. And the cab driver said, "What's that guy doing waving? Can't he see my lights on and I'm engaged?" I got out and it was Kel.
Yeah. That was the first day. Marvelous. 1971 that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
And Eric, you're not allowed.
Well, no, I want to hear the Eric Critter stories. But maybe more importantly, Booby, do you have a John Kay story?
Well, those Dougie James.
I do have.
We just had a pint.
Let's hear it, Booby.
Well, when we were kids, John would chase us around the house and grab us, take us downstairs and throw our feet over the cistern. And we would be screaming and screaming and screaming. but then we'd be back for more the next day.
Doreen, I remember that.
Yeah.
Remember that happening.
That's good.
I've got a funny one.
And every weekend, I think.
Go ahead, Billy.
Absolutely.
Oh, right.
So this one time we were all out at dinner at this place downtown, and Grandpa was over me. I was about to turn 15. He says, "So you're turning 15, huh?" When I was 15, my friends and I went up to Toronto to see the strippers.
2 stripper stories. You're welcome, Grandma.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
You're supposed to say the
Some
There
might
you
say
go.
a life well lived.
Canada must be a very hot place if everybody's taking.
He's walking in like you're supposed to be there.
Speaking of strip clubs, isn't there a strip club in Montreal, John?
Oh,
No,
Eric.
Eric, no, that one's not allowed.
There's a lot of
Okay, cheers.
All right, that's enough strip club stories.
Next one. Yeah.
Eric, could you repeat that? please?
No, no. Is that a single malt you got there? Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I think he said yes.
Yeah, good boy.
What you do it though?
John,
Yes, there.
we're drinking Rioja Muriel.
Oh,
There is a white wine from the Rioja in Spain, and it's the bodegas is called Rioja Muriel.
Wow.
Much
Why
Here's
would
my
you
last
do that?
bet. So anybody,
Get out.
anybody in England or UK, go to the co-op. They sell it in the co-op.
Awesome.
Very
So
classy.
you're getting a piece of the action then.
Very classy, yeah.
When we were in Spain, we thought we'd go and find this Bodegas Muriel, and we went quite a little journey to find it, and then we found it, and unfortunately it was a Sunday, and Sunday was the only day the place was closed, so we couldn't go in. So it was all a bit disappointing. But the local shop had a crate of it, so he bought a crate of it.
So Google it, you'll find it. It exists.
Zoe, what's your memory of John?
Well, it's more ones that, because obviously when Julie and I went to Canada, most often it was when we were really, really young, i.e. in primary school. This, like, how young was I when I was like, so we went a few times. Because I remember the last time I was
You were in a car seat.
High, that high, and that high.
You were literally 3 apples high.
Yeah, you were in a car
a
seat.
couple of years. But I'd say like one of the memories that I have from being around that is just being really small, and whenever I saw like the McDonald's logo, no matter what size, it could be like, oh, there's the actual golden arches, or no, that's like a little tiny advert with the tiny little logo, and they'd just be in the back of the car, and I'd just go, chips.
Very wise.
More so that that story's been told to me and being like, oh, remember when you
yeah.
just
You
it's
don't
so
remember
tiny
that.
and you just kept on saying chips like a weirdo. But yeah, I've got quite a few good memories of I just want to go back to Canada as soon as possible, please.
We want you back here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Patty Walker totally let us down. He told us he was coming, and then pulled the shoe. Colossal disappointment, Patty.
It happens.
Well, sorry about
that. So
the call to stay is strong.
Patrick will make you run in the
betting on
next
United and losing, is that it?
Disappointed that you never run in the lake with your picture.
No, I only if you're here, Patrick.
Well, next time it's the kayaking.
Oh, there you go. That's a lot warmer.
Well, if you all want to warm up, you're always welcome in Southern California.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
come visit us.
Today.
There's enough of us. We have plenty of room for you, so come visit.
I would like to hear an Ellen Logan, John Case story.
Oh.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm not old enough to hear those stories.
Fortunately,
You're
Ellen is
talking-
muted. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go
I don't
ahead.
think I can really tell my stories, so.
That's good, dear.
Well, they mainly involve Donna as well, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know, those
Although
kind of
he did
stories are-
save me once when I had a moose in the house. He caught the mouse and saved my life. So.
Listen, he does that often in many houses around town, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm no sketcher, that's me.
John, if we're talking about the kayak, do you remember when we all came to Steve's wedding and we went to your friend's cottage and you took me on the lake in the pedalo
There's
and
Doug right there.
you promised you wouldn't go away from the side, and I was so frightened. And I had a pink hat on and I was so hot and panicked. When I got out the boat, I got pink round my head from the sweat.
Oh no.
Very embarrassing.
That's good.
And also, while we were there as well, I went to the shop with Moo and Mary, and when we got back, we realised that John was in a canoe and said to Frank, "Do you fancy going in this?" And Frank said, "Yeah, that would be good," with all his clothes on, and stepped into it, and apparently it just turned. So when we got back, we were
for sure.
wet. Yeah,
And
remember
Bill
that?
walked through the fire door. Do you
No,
remember
Jo-
Bill
Jo-
Yeah, oh,
walked
that
through
was-
the fly door?
That was hilarious. That,
It's like a rite of passage, Frank. It's okay.
oh, that was hilarious. And he carried on going with the drinks, didn't he? He had the door on top of his head.
He did, yes.
Carried on walking with the drinks. You did that very well, Bill.
Thank you, Margaret.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
very
why
well.
my nose is like that.
And we all had
Well, it's-
breakfast on the poop deck.
Julie
Yeah.
did, on the poop. Doug remembers the poop deck being the breakfast place.
Yes.
Yes.
And I had a few mosquito bites.
Oh yes,
So
and
did
Mary.
I, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you did very well though, because you jumped in the lake and swam, and I think that helped it really. And I think we visited Halliburton one day, and I think that was where you changed to your summer heat, because we were all walking round and it was quite a gentle heat. And all of a sudden when we were walking around, it went up to about 32 degrees. And you said, "Oh yeah, there's always a day in Canada where we suddenly know it's summer." And it suddenly went hot. We're all absolutely baking. But it was very, very nice that year. Good wedding, wasn't it? Oh, I tell you what I remember at the wedding as well. When you were all dancing, there was quite some nice romantic music going on, and all the young Steve's wedding, Stephen Torrey and their friends, and were all dancing very nicely. And then all of a sudden, Cotton Eye Joe came on.
Oh
And
yes.
that's such a difference.
There were a lot of
Mayhem
drunk people
broke
at that
out.
wedding.
Some choice wedding music.
Yeah, it was marvelous.
Hey, Dad, how about you tell the story about how you made the whole hockey team return glasses to the A&W?
All right, so we're at a hockey tournament in Trenton, Ontario, which is about an hour east of us.
Must be a handheld one, I think.
We had all of the hockey kids. We had all the hockey kids in the Volkswagen minibus. And we played a game, and the kids wanted to go to lunch. So I took the kids to A&W, and A&W served root beer in an A&W jug. Or
Glad you said A&W, John. I
Oh,
thought you were
yeah.
gonna say you took them to a strip bar.
No. Anyway, they all went in, had their lunch, came out, got back into the car, And
we there?
we went back to the
Yeah.
gym. And as we
sit
pulled
down,
in the
Nana?
parking lot, it went jingle, 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 jingle. And I said, how many how many mugs have you got? And they said, 14. So we played a game, and I took them back to the A&W, and I said, you gotta take them back in and return them. So they all took the mini bus and went into the A&W, set their mugs down on the counter and said, we're here for our complimentary refills. And the girl behind the counter said, we don't give complimentary refills. They said, well, then keep your jugs.
And then the next week,
I called A&W and told them the story and said I wanted to get some mugs so I could give them to the kids to remind me. So I went to pay for them, and the girl said, here they are, and they are the complimentary mugs. She gave them to us, and I gave them to the kids. Steve still got his.
Well, every single one of us still
Very
has our
good.
complimentary A&W mug. Right? And
Don't steal.
you put a little plaque on it, right?
Don't steal.
Don't steal, because your dad will make it right in the end.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Is that Lindsay
All right.
Brody down there?
Lindsay.
Well,
Howdy.
I
Diana.
don't think
Can you see us?
Good to see you.
We-
Good to see
Well,
you.
listen, happy birthday, birthday boy. We've been trying to figure this out for 25 minutes now. We finally got it.
Cloudiff. Or something like that.
So,
You should have called your grandson.
First century.
oh,
did you?
gosh. Well, I'm wishing you happy birthday for the third time. Now, you might not figure out the third time yet, but Vanna wants to wish you happy birthday, and maybe you can figure it out.
All right.
Hi, John.
Hi, Vanna.
Hi, John. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, pal.
Sounds like an American.
Good to see you. Hey, Vanna.
John, we were out your way this morning out at Pontoon.
Oh, yeah?
We drove past your house and wished you a happy birthday.
That's true.
So there you go. So Vanna,
Sarah,
so
you might have seen
you
them
had
drive
the
by.
happy birthday this morning, John. Then the happy birthday when Vanna and I drove by your house, and the happy birthday right now. So what do you think? That's 3 times.
That's 3 times already. Right, and you sang so beautifully this morning.
Oh, really? Oh, gee. Oh,
And
no, I just
Green
sing.
sang really beautifully as well.
Well, I don't know, really, I think.
Oh, there.
And
Well, we could have Vanna singing and playing the accordion, but he did decline, so there you go.
well, why don't we all just sing again anyways, because it's the thing to do. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John. Happy birthday to you.
First
And I
was
think
gonna
Lindsay
be
has a
Wilson,
story
but-
for you.
All right.
No, not yet? Oh, okay. All right.
Keep it clean, Lindsay.
No. Oh, there. Now
Please
we can
don't,
see
Lindsay. Please
ourselves.
don't.
Oh, my goodness. Now,
Go ahead, Lindsay.
John,
No, no.
now,
Oh, there you are, John.
there. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Nice to
Yeah, there you
He's the
go.
better looking
Yeah,
one.
nice to see you.
you, John.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Steve. Well, Donna, we tried to figure this out, but you weren't, oops, now we're upside down.
Not
Okay,
to us,
there, and there's Patty. Hi, Patty.
Hi.
show us your crew. Tell us all the names with your crew.
Well, hold on, I'm looking opposite. This is Dot.
Hi.
And Jack and John.
Hi.
Hey, Jack.
Hi. And Jack, you're the piper, right?
Yes, I am.
He's not
Yes.
playing. It might. It would blow everybody's ears off.
Everyone's microphones, speakers just.
Oh, I think.
Hi, Donna.
Hi,
Donna. Hi.
Get out, Trudy. Everyone, huh?
She says to come forward for it.
Lindsay, do you have a story about Dad that you could tell?
Yeah, tell us a good one, Lindsay.
Oh, we've got a few. I think Vanna might have.
I've got over
Okay.
70 years of stories. Have you got time?
It's the best one.
Something
Dale.
from the top 10, Lindsay, from the top 10.
Oh,
75
gosh.
years of
Well, I
story.
can- for God's sakes.
And Vanna might have one that cannot be told, John, so I think we'll
yeah.
forget that, will we?
I've already told one of those, Freddie, so it's okay, Vanna. You know.
Wendy's not allowed and Eric's not allowed, especially Eric. I have a story to tell that is something that I put in the category of flying saucers. Hey, we've just got somebody new here.
Hello. Hi.
I got my glasses on now.
You gonna
Are
tell
you
the
ready
story?
for the story?
Yeah, I'll try to make it quick. It involves being up at Huntsville. It's a situation that John and I observed, and we still to this day are almost afraid to tell it because we don't think anybody's gonna believe it's like a flying saucer. Or the very fact that we observed it happen, and I'm still not sure that I observed it, although it seems to be in my mind's eye. My memory has got fewer and fewer stories. However, this particular story involves our old friend Steve McCarl. And John and I happened to be sitting at a shed outside of his cottage, just east of the guy I ever knew that had both a home and a cottage in the same town. We happened to be at the cottage. We were sitting out having a drink. Steve walked across the lawn. In front of us, the lawn had a fairly steep slope to it. And as he was just walking, he suddenly slipped and rolled down this lawn like a log and crashed into a cement block barbecue pit, causing a lot of noise. We thought for sure he's dead. I mean, it was that bad an accident. He simply got up and continued his walk to the other side of the lawn. I know every time we tell this story, it brings a smile to both their faces because it really is. There are days I really don't believe it happened, but it did happen. And Steve survived it probably because he had had enough to drink that the pain didn't kick in for a couple of months. I suspect that must be how he survived. Well, the next morning he said what? He said, "Oh, I got a sore hip. What happened? I don't understand. How come my hip's so sore?"
Carl too, one good guy.
And Shetty and Wayne.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. John, I was just going to ask, how do you want to be remembered with the 80 years? Do you want to be 8 10s or 5, or 4 20s? I better think of my math, or just 180? What number do you want to attach? That you 4 times 20? Or you 10 times 8? Are you 10 times 8? You know, number 10 with Bo Derek, right? So if you want to be an 8 times Bo Derek, that would make you 80.
The math is confusing me, Freddie.
What's that?
Yeah.
Catherine Bang.
Yeah.
We remember Bo Derek, don't we?
Yeah, it's hard.
John,
Think hard, John.
well, oh, yeah. Well, you're the main version there, John.
There you go. I'll
Agree to
I'll
that.
do that.
Yeah.
I don't remember any Bo Derek at the clubs we attended.
There you go, he's creeping it
Hey,
in.
hey, I told you.
Amy, do you have a story about Dad?
Okay, all right.
No.
Amy, do you have a story about Dad?
Oh, for sure. Having been lucky enough to grow up around the corner from the K's, there's lots of stories. I think one that makes me laugh, especially at this time of year, we used to have a Christmas Eve party. And there was my dad at a bar downstairs, there was a pool table, and every year as the house got more and more full and Donna and Ellen and all the moms wanted to start the carol singing session, everyone's like, where's John? Where's Bob? Bob's my dad. And I always knew where to find them, just had to bust open the laundry door that was behind the bar. And there they were hiding out with the best bottle of scotch and a couple of pints of beer.
Absolutely.
And have to drag them out for the carol session. But then every year it evolved and they started to bring more and more dads into their little laundry room gang. So the next year it was John Kay, Bob Logan, and Bob Majerison. The year after that, it was John Kay, Bob Logan, Bob Majerison, Brian Brownlee, Doug James is probably in there at some point. Eventually, I think the last year there was, 7 of them crammed in there, with their one leg up, like they're standing at a bar, but really their drinks are on the washing machine and dryer. So just hanging out, hiding from the masses, hiding from the carol singing.
Those were fun nights.
That was because we were such good singers. We didn't want to overwhelm everybody else.
Well, it's like you had your own little private club happening outside the main party, and you guys were so happy in there. So happy.
Only the beautiful giving.
That worked except the one night that your dad had the strong beer at the same time.
Oh, is that the night for some reason your boots wouldn't do up? Like those damn boots just wouldn't do up when you were trying to leave. Remember that?
No, I fell over.
I know. There was lots of snow though.
I couldn't stand up.
Christmas 1995, I think it was.
Annie Margaret, don't listen to him, dear. I was always an angel.
Always.
No, he wasn't.
And then there's the million of other things John's done for my family and for Mom. Once Dad was gone, you've been a real angel and hero. So thank you so much.
I can't see much of that. Push it.
I'll drink to that.
Mark.
To you, Mom.
To Bobby.
Bobby.
Bobby's dead, is he? He's not born, is he? Bobby?
Lynn, how are things in Oregon?
They're pretty good. Just got home from snowy Idaho though for 3 weeks where we had a lot of snow. And Oregon is so sunny today. I'm having to duck from the sun shining through my windows. But I don't have any funny stories to tell about you, but I just want to say what a treasure it was when we found you and your family. Nancy and Carol and I grew up in a wonderful, extended, loving family, but to add you guys to that mix has just been a treasure, a true treasure. I remember walking out of the car in your driveway that first time and saw you, and it just felt so right and so complete because I could see my grandfather in you. And our parents had instilled such wonderful stories and memories of our Scottish heritage, of which you were a part in us too. And it's just a real treasure. And I'm very, very grateful for that and the relationship that we've been able to continue.
Thank you very much, Lynn. I remember that day vividly.
It just filled in a place. It filled in a place in my heart with you and all of your wonderful family.
In there, just say.
Yeah, I have to agree with Lynn. I want to just say Lynn said it really well, but it was pretty exciting that day that we were driving looking for your house. And we kept going. That's such a long road that you live on. And we kept going, wondering, where is it? Where is it? And you were out there flagging us down.
Yeah.
And from then on, it was just wonderful. And you've connected us with Scottish relatives that we weren't connected to, even though we're very close to many of them in Scotland. You've connected us with more, and it's just been wonderful. I really treasure it.
You know, John just said to me, that sounds like a full circle moment, standing out there waving you down, just like Cal was.
Yeah, it was so great. And then my son and daughter-in-law moved there just less than a year later, and to know that we had family nearby meant so much to me. I can't even say.
It was very cold the day they moved in. What was it, December the 8th or 9th?
It was a couple days after
really cold.
our Thanksgiving.
Yeah, early December.
Yeah.
Well, I would just like to say thank you too, and it certainly meant a lot to me, and it was a puzzle piece that had been missing for so many years, and it was so great when Lori and Lynn hooked up on Ancestry, because I knew right away that was who my mom had been talking about and searching for decades. So happy to be a part of this.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, just sorry my mom couldn't be there to be part of it.
Yeah, that would have been grand. Would have been grand.
Thank you for taking a chance on us and putting us up without ever knowing us. You too, Donna.
I hear an ABBA song in the background.
Donna and Donna letting us stay with them, and they didn't even know us.
Perfect strangers.
I think Tori's got a really good John Kay story from high school.
I got a story. The only time I have ever been in a principal's office when I was in school was because of John. Because when I was in grade 13 and Patty was in grade 9 and I was helping her with math, and I had said to her, do you think you could ask your teacher if she could give me a copy of the textbook? It would make this much easier. So I guess she asked, and her teacher decided it would be a good idea to confront me in the hall between classes, and was just shouting and yelling, and I was mortified, made me cry right before I went to do a presentation in my next class, and telling me that I had no business interfering with her teaching and that I was creating more confusion, and so then, and who was I to demand a textbook? So I went home that night, and I guess Patty went home and told John, and John called the school, and the next day I was called down to the office, and when I got there, John was there, and so was the math teacher and a very confused principal. And John started off with, "You are never to speak to her again." And it just went from there. And the teacher she kept trying to cut in to say things. And John's like, "No, I'm not done. You don't talk to her. You don't look at her. You have no reason to ever speak to her." It was fantastic. It was the only time I've ever gone to the office before. It was so that John could yell at a teacher who had yelled at me, who wasn't even mine. And then
Math right there. I stopped doing math, I promise.
Give her a textbook. And the principal turned and said to the teacher, "Just get her one." That was that.
I didn't know that story. Who was the teacher?
Madame Lazito.
Of course.
Nick's wife, Amy.
She was awful.
Nick's wife. Right.
She was truly awful, but Tori, you got me through that moment, and Dad helped get me through that moment. And I promise I'll never take another math course again.
Yeah, it was just
safe bet now, Patty.
it was just your dad's poor misfortune for somebody who was so good at math to have 3 children who maybe weren't quite so good in math. Even though you tried an awful lot. You tried an awful lot.
It skips a generation.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Yeah, it does. Yeah, but I keep thinking, Dad, with everybody talking about how cold
it is right now, about when you took Patty and I for a birthday present one year to New York, and it was between Christmas and New Year's. And it was what, was it -20, something like that in New York? It was really, really cold. And Patty and I wanted to go see different shows. So you had to wait outside 2 different theaters in the cold, waiting to pick one up and then walking over to get the other. And so you were wandering around so much in New York, and it was so cold. And then we made you go out on the ferry to the Statue of Liberty.
But wait a minute. But we had a shawl over his head, like a scarf. We made him look like the huddled masses yearning to breathe free. We made him dress up.
Hey, Dad, tell us what you actually did for the 2 hours while they were in each of the shows.
Right. While the girls were in the show, I managed to find a couple of bars that were still open at the time.
Yes.
But you also managed to sweet talk your way into the last bit of the Liza Minnelli concert.
I did. I saw the last 10 minutes of the show, right? The lady said,
One thing I remember is that on the way to New York, there was a sign in the car that girls' story was a mirrors. It said, Liza or Buck. It was in the back window. Patty was there. They're up to see Liza.
And Dad made you take it down, didn't he, Patty? As soon as we were coming into New York, he said, there's no way we're driving into the city with that in the window. Take it down.
He has his limits, I know. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't 2021 yet.
No,
or 22.
It was still 20. It wasn't. It was 1999.
1999, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Hey, Pat and Frank, do you guys have a story about Dad?
Yeah, we do, but we don't know how to get on there to speak.
No, we can hear you.
Just talk.
Just talk.
Pardon?
Just talk.
Yes.
The lowest everyone. Really enjoy all the stories I've heard.
But I don't know if you can hear us from here.
We can hear you. Yep.
Remember?
Okay.
Well, this is okay.
Well, now you have to have the preamble ahead of time. John has a very fancy number for birthday now, and this was a few years ago. So you're
Well,
gonna
his mind was really sharp.
so you're gonna have to keep an eye on it beyond that age.
Okay, what happened is it was a Friday night, and I answered the door, and I said, I wonder who that is. And it was Donna and John at the door. And I'm looking at them baffled. What are you doing here at this time of night? And then I said, and they laughing. He said, we're here for dinner. Come tomorrow, not tonight.
Right week, wrong day.
Extra burgers. Have a burger with us and come back tomorrow night. They did. They came back next night for a better dinner. That was about 6 years ago, and now he couldn't remember from Friday to Saturday what's it going to be like now.
I think he says he's got a corporate account. So it might just go
Pat, I've got an interesting question. So, as lifelong best friend of Mum, what did you think of this this guy when you first met him?
Oh.
you could
Well,
obviously,
one of the earliest memories of me
just got to
seeing
listen to
him
Mary
with
and John
Donna
before we go.
John was driving home in the old car. How old was that car? It got pretty cold, and they drop in when I lived at home with my parents, sort of thing. So that's my first recollection of knowing John.
We should have planned it with Kate.
That would have been when John was about 20.
Yeah, well, I'm only 25 now, Pat, so it wasn't that long ago.
Well, that makes me -5.
We're not talking about your IQ. We're talking about your annual age. Then, of course, John. No, I won't tell that one. Go ahead. That's it.
Anyway, the only problem with something like this, it's hard to drink together, isn't it?
It is.
But, well, at least we got this.
So
Ah!
the shame of it, we had, I think we were always gonna
He's
have.
getting a beer.
We were always gonna have a bit of a
Just
Zoom.
kidding.
But I had the lower floor of the pub reserved for a thing tonight, and I was arranging ice time. I had ice time booked for all the guys we used to play hockey with. So you and Bill Senior and Doug and everyone could open the doors for us, right? But so that couldn't happen thanks to COVID, but. This is a good substitution. I like it. Right? I like it.
Well, this is a good year, folks. Annie Dot turns 100. Annie Margaret turns what? Annie Margaret?
17.
17.
Yeah.
Now, why would you ask her that question?
80, 50, 20.
Here we go.
Here's John.
Amy, somebody.
What was that, Annie Margaret?
How old are you going to be this year?
How old are you gonna be, Margaret?
I think she's not answering on purpose.
Yeah.
He's turning 50?
Yeah, I'm 50, Billy's 20, right?
You're just getting
He's getting a big lad.
Nice pint, Lindsay.
Mark, coffee, so kids.
That's an Austrian beer.
Bottom left.
Oh, you've got your pug there too, Amy. I like it.
Cheers.
What year was this made?
Old brewery.
Yeah.
Tell her.
We all know the fact at 10:04.
No, can't.
10:04.
This beer was made in this location starting in 10:04.
10:04.
So Billy says he's got one more story here.
That's a
Really
while ago.
nice one, something
That's not
about
older than our John.
that Grandpa did. When I was in the second grade, he came into my school and talked about well, his father and just World War II in general for Remembrance Day, and that's something that I've always really appreciated that you did.
Well, thank you, pal.
It was really nice.
That was a good day. We had a good day that day.
Yeah.
Talking about your great grandfather.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was.
Kate, the first one to go to the grave.
Yeah, Billy, that's made me remember as well. One of the most special moments I had is when Dad and I got to be and Frank in Le Menil Patrie with the Roger and Raymond in France. And they raised the flags in our honor and in Jack's honor.
Yeah.
That?
Wow.
And we also had a good afternoon with Roger and Ramon.
Yeah.
And did they award you a posthumous medal, John?
They did. They
Your
did.
dad-
They gave me Jack's medal of Normandy medal. That's right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was. Then we went, Frank, if you remember, we were over at. No, what was
Vimy,
it?
Vimy Ridge or anything?
Patty, not Roger and Ramon, but
At Genevieve. Sorry. Oh, what's her name?
We went to Verrières.
No, but the lady that had the fantastic French country
Mary.
kitchen.
Oh, Mary and Robert. Mary and
Mary
Robert.
and Robert.
Yeah.
We went to Mary and Roberts that night, and Mary served a French country dinner their kitchen, and it went on and on, cheeses and meats, and it was awesome.
It would make Julia
Rose-
Child drool.
Roger brought out a bottle of pear preserve that he had to blow the dust off before he opened. It was so awesome. We couldn't have afforded to pay for the dinner in a French restaurant that we had that night. It was enormous, wonderful.
It was a bit special, really, wasn't it?
It was. It
Yeah,
was
it
terrific.
was.
Yeah, we sat with the people at the Alexanders, and the committee, or the people that were in the room, were called the Committee to Welcome the Liberators. And they met every month, and they planned each year's June the 6th celebration. And it was, they were just ordinary folks that spent their time devoting their efforts to the lads that spent their lives in Normandy. It was terrific. I had a great time.
Winding the clock back just a little bit, when Jim and Pat and Dad and I were driving down from Glasgow to Coventry on our way to Portsmouth. But we remember Pat, Nadia, Frank and Nadia, we stopped at your place, and Bill knew you were there, and Kate and Chris, you were there. On our way down to Glasgow, Dad's driving, Jim's playing navigator, and he's like, just go. We're going to make some time up here. And as we pass under a bridge, Jim goes, well, we've just been caught by the traffic camera. Right?
Oh.
And we're like, probably not. We're probably okay. Right? Sure enough, we get home, and Dad, you get the
I got the letter.
Got the ticket.
I
Well, we
got
made
it.
some good time coming down. It was
Yeah, we
all
did.
right.
It was a road toll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
My goodness. It's
That's right,
wonderful to see everybody.
Well, Sarah, it's fantastic to see you too, Sarah.
Yeah, wonderful. Where are your kids? Sarah, where are your children?
That's a really good question.
It's 11 o'clock. So where are the children are.
I know.
Sarah.
Can you see it, Vanna?
Sarah, you and Alan should be talking together, because Alan's wife is into horses, and his daughter Hannah is into horses. Your daughter is into horses. So.
She is. Yeah, I follow Hannah on something, Facebook or something. But yeah, I tried to get her on the Zoom. She tried very hard, and I'm sure her phone has gone through a wall somewhere because she gave up. It was. But, she mentioned that she wished you a happy birthday already today, but
Thank you. I spoke to Bonnie this morning.
yeah.
Bonnie's daughter, granddaughter.
I know.
Mark,
So,
Mark,
should we say something like
Nephew Mark.
Jane, Dave, and Harrison there?
Mark,
Yes, you've got to go there.
You're muted, Mark.
Mark.
I'm here.
Hey, Mark, how about a story from the Newman clan of John?
Pardon me?
How about a story of John from the Newman clan?
Oh, don't put me on the spot.
You must have one, Mark. Come on.
The only thing that
Okay, I'll get it. Maybe you'll show family.
surprised me about early, I guess when I told them that I was first accepted to go to school up in the university in Sudbury. which I have never been to, and I'm sure no one had ever been to or heard of. And I told John I was going to Sudbury to go to school, and he said, Sudbury. He was able to recommend all the best hotels and bars in town, to which I was very grateful. Thank you, John.
Sudbury,
Well,
absolutely.
that's fun. That's fun. There we go. Who hasn't told the story? Ellen?
How about one more round of happy birthday now? Right?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Just
Happy
sing.
birthday
The one who sang.
Happy birthday to John. Happy birthday to you.
Cheers, John. Cheers, John.
It's Dan My local. If we were there right now, he would have been sung happy birthday to at least 20 times. Yeah. Right. It's a thing, right?
Well, we love you, John. Happy
John,
Well,
John, Mary and Dave and Frank and Jane and all the family say hi, as does Ian and all his family. And happy birthday to you all.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Lovely to meet all new relatives that we didn't know.
All the best. All the best.
It's been great.
Happy
Thanks,
birthday again,
Steve,
John.
for organising.
Morning, Steve.
Come and see us when you're here next time.
we
Hopefully
will.
it won't be long. Hopefully it won't be long.
Cross your fingers. Yep.
Happy birthday again, John. Thank you, Steve,
Thank
for
you for
organizing.
joining, everyone. All the
Enjoy the
best.
rest of your day.
All the
best.
Bye, John. We go in there.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, you all. Love you all. Yeah.
Happy birthday, John.
Thanks, Steve. Thank you.
So
Oh, good to see all of you.
Good. Hopefully we can see you in this year. Okay, nice to catch up with everybody.
Love you, Aunt Margaret. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Oh, don't go anywhere, Margaret.
Bye-bye.
Love you, Margaret. Love you, Jimmy. Well,
Bye.
love all of you, really. Patty, I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. Hey, bye, Frank. Bye, Lily. Oh, bye, Alan.
By the
Good
minute.
to see you. How are the kids? Is everyone well? Freya is okay now?
Say again? Yeah, all
Freya
good,
is
John.
okay?
All good. No, listen, it's great and happy birthday. And really, really good. When I was away, I took the Bing book with me. It's a fantastic read. I love it. It's such a good read.
Good.
So anyway, happy birthday, and yeah,
Thank
hopefully
you.
we'll see you
Yeah.
soon sometime.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right,
Lovely.
folks. We'll see you all
Bye,
later.
Alan.
See you
Bye.
soon.
Good.
Bye, Alan.
Bye,
Come on.
everyone.
Roz
See you
and the
then.
children, okay?
See you later.
Thank you.
Oh, that's another one gone.
Hey,
Yeah.
Nadia.
Right, so
Thank
we
you,
should.
Todd. It was great to
Okay,
see
well,
you.
Hey, kids.
Frank and Nadia, I'm so happy to see you two. It's
Wow.
been forever. It's
Look
I
great.
know. We're amazed that we actually got through.
Listen, you did well, Nadia. You did well.
We had to
Good
wait
to
for the
see you.
picture for a while, and it's lovely
Holy.
to see you all. It's quite fantastic, really, isn't it?
yeah.
You know, it's just amazing that we can see you there, and here we are, thousands of miles away.
Saying lives to
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, it's fantastic.
Frank.
Well, you've still got the day ahead, so have a lovely day.
Dude,
Yeah.
Frank, do you remember the night that I arrived at Ivy Cottage? You and I
Yeah,
slept in the
yeah.
same bed, your bed upstairs at Ivy Cottage, and you said, "I've known John Davies all my life, and you're just as close to me as he is, and I've never
Yeah.
seen you before."
Yeah, yeah. I remember you saying
Remember
that. Yeah.
We cuddled. We did cuddle, right, Frank?
That's right.
Brilliant. Yeah. Oh, I know. It's a fantastic thing, really.
Yeah.
That's lovely. We can actually see you all now because with
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
photos,
Yeah. Bigger picture.
nice to pick you out now. That's lovely.
Yeah.
So you're all in your own places, aren't you?
Yeah, the only person we're missing now from this crew is Vivian, and she's working right now, so.
Right.
Figures.
Yeah. But that's lovely.
Yeah.
It all looks very cozy. Well, we'll say cheers.
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 Cheers. Hugs.
Lovely to see you all.
I'd say cheers and drink with you, but yeah.
You have another pint up there.
Refill.
Victoria.
Yeah.
You only turned 80 once. All right.
And well done for organising it. That was absolutely marvellous.
It was a good time. A really good time.
Great seeing all of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Looking good.
John
Lydia.
still there, or has he gone off to get a
It's a
drink?
hell of a TV, Lori.
Yeah, look at fire.
There's a bonfire going behind you.
Well, I could have had the
The
fish
whole
go with
neighborhood's on fire.
Patty, John, Jack, and Dot. Like the basement looks fantastic.
You know, it's funny though. It's like we still haven't put anything on the walls yet. You know, like
Oh,
looking
yeah.
behind, I'm like,
Let it grow slowly, right? Like you evolve into it, right? It's all right.
Frank and Nadia, we just redid our basement. It was an unfinished basement at the start of the pandemic. So that's what John's been working on this whole time.
Well done.
So
my
good
goodness.
job.
Yeah.
just to do the tour. You know, you've got the Jack's room down there, the pool table over there, and then the kind of big screen fireplace over here. So yeah.
I still can't believe that's the same place. It
I
looks
know.
so different.
And then the pub. So we've got the pub set up over.
Since we couldn't go to
you've got a proper pub.
Well, we thought since we
That's
couldn't go
good.
to pubs, we might as well build one.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. I always remember when you were over here on your birthday,
What's
and
with
we
the
went to
sweater?
that pub in Coventry with that very objectionable landlord.
Yes, I remember that.
But really good food. Really good food. He was just very rude to everybody, you know.
Well, I'm going to get in front of the camera here. It's too bad Bill Moon dropped off. But the day we met you, Frank and Nod, Lori, Patty, and I, anyways, met you. We had there was a party at the rugby club, right? At Bill's rugby club.
There was our 25th anniversary.
And
I just saw a picture of that the other day.
and Uncle Bill and Bill bought me my first pint of Guinness. I hated it, and I like every time when Billy had his first pint, I told him that story. It just it tasted like tire juice to me. It was the worst thing I'd ever put in my mouth, right? And I'd eaten a caterpillar, right? So right.
And now it's part of your tattoo.
Right. So, and it was a fantastic evening getting to meet all of you and Duncan and like it was just a really good evening, right?
Everybody was there.
Everyone was there, right?
I was Dot's age when I met you that night.
That's
Oh
right.
gosh.
Sure.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you don't remember that well, Patty.
Oh no, I do. Nadia, I remember you and I sat together for quite some time talking.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
I do. I think maybe there was a lot of people to take in, right? And I remember you and I were hunkered in and we had a really nice conversation.
I do remember that, Patty. I can even remember the chairs we were sitting on. I can remember the dress I was things like that. Yeah, isn't it?
It was a bit of an intimidating night, right? Like it was good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And what anniversary was that of John and Donna's? Was it their 25th?
25th. It was their 25th.
Silver wedding anniversary. Yeah. I'll tell you what else I was thinking about when Laurie came over as well. And she stayed with us and we went to the Shakespeare Theatre. Do you remember, Laurie?
I do.
And we actually went to the theatre and had a look round, but we actually went round the gift shop, didn't we?
We did.
Because we investigated going for a sort of tour around the theatre itself, but it was very expensive and I think it was very busy. But we were all standing by the gift cards and all of a sudden this very loud lady came and stood by us and said, right by us, by the three of us, said, okay then everybody, if you're all ready for the tour, we'll now start. So come with me now and we'll go into the theatre. So we all looked at each other and we thought, shall we? And we just joined in. We did the whole tour, didn't we, of the theatre for free. And then You even went on the stage at the theatre, so it was marvellous. We were all pretending we were Romeo and Juliet and everything. And when we'd done quite a tour, she said, now, if you've paid the extra for the tour, you get to go to the dressing rooms as well. We didn't do that. We chose to opt out then because we thought we might be sort of found out then. Well, it was a very
Nadia, if you take a look, there's the poster I bought that day.
Oh, there it is. That's right. Yeah.
So I still have it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I remember when John and Donna were over once, Donna went to see Romeo and Juliet, I think.
I did.
On her own.
For that.
And I gave you one of our to let us know when you would finish, because it was on for about 3.5 hours, I think.
That's right.
But
and we all went for a drink.
Nadia, what I remember about that is that Frank drove me to get the tickets. No one wanted to go with me. All you guys were going to the pub. So Frank drove me in. I got my ticket. We drove back, and then that night, he drove me back again to go to the theater, and nobody came. And he drove back, and then he came back to pick me up, and he said, well, okay, now I can say I often go to see Shakespeare. I know he'd never been in, but he drove me there many times. I got Romeo and Juliet, yes.
I feel
we went to the Canal pub that night.
Hey?
We went to a pub on the canal.
That's right.
Not
we
far from your place.
John's got a story here that he's remembering.
Well, I remember the first time meeting you guys. It was when Patty and I were over backpacking after September 11th, and you guys were our adopted parents, pretty much. We stayed with you, I think, for the extra time. I feel like it was an extra week longer than we thought we would. And you were just so kind to us. You know, he took us bowling and, you know, filling up our days with whatever activity, going to Warwick Castle. And
that's right.
You took us to so many places, and it was such a scary time in the world. And, you know, every 9/11,
keep thinking about that.
It always comes up, and whenever we see it on the news, we always turn and say, all that time that we got to, the extra time we got to spend with Frank and Nadia, and how comforting it was that we were with you guys, because you just made us feel right at home.
Yeah.
It was like, it sort of made it all feel all right, really, that it wasn't, you know, things could still be okay.
We weren't all off on our own. No,
right.
We were actually due to go to Las Vegas after his wedding anniversary and all that happened. So we were due to go on September the 15th. So we never got there.
That's right. That's right. I think you guys also helped calm Mum's nerves some.
Yes. I still, Frank, I still remember talking to you on the phone. I said, Frank, you've just become a father.
Yeah.
Please look after my baby.
Yeah, that's right.
I was was ending.
No, she was talking about me.
We always felt very responsible. We always felt we had got to look after them.
And going to London. I remember going with you two on the train. We went down to London and wandering around the city, and that was so. Yeah, it was so nice. It was so nice getting to see London all lit up like for Christmas and everything, and
Good
it
timing.
was fun.
Good timing. Yeah, that's lovely.
So Lori, you switched from the fireplace to the aquarium.
Yeah, well, it was getting too hot, so I had to.
You're going for a swim now, huh?
Do you have Josie kind of pawing at the fish on the screen though?
Aubrey used to do that, so no, we're not introducing Josie to this. So my other cat used to swat at the TV because she watched the fish. So this one doesn't seem that interested in it, so it's kind of okay.
Is everything all reorganized now? Because Billy and I kind of came in and just started shifting stuff around. Like it's not all kind of pushed off to the corner to your right, is it?
No, the tree is all down now, and so everything's been moved around. I've moved things around. So.
And Lori, I have to say, like, I remember building that bookcase, and
when he didn't know how to build
I didn't know how to build anything. And I remember thinking, like, I only build things in theater that only have to last for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
that is still around. That
It's
is good.
still here, yeah. Well, it became my pandemic project to paint it and then color code all my books. So that became
You
it filled
sound like
in some
your-
time.
you sound like your niece,
Lovely.
that being Vivian, right?
Yeah.
I have to reorganize my bookshelf today.
Why not?
Brings the boyfriend over to help do that.
Lovely.
Put that there.
She's a terrible.
Well done for organising this. This has been absolutely marvellous.
Well, it's so good to
To
see
all of
both
you,
right?
to all of you, have
Fun.
have a lovely sort of, I know it's not New Year now, but it's only a few days into it. And have a lovely, we'll wish for the best of health and happiness and enjoyment and lots of fun in 2022.
And you too as well. Right?
Yes.
Me too.
Good luck in everything you're doing.
Lovely.
Right then.
Thank you very much.
Lots of
Dr.
love
Nash.
to you too.
Yes, lots of
Lovely
love.
to see you. Lovely
All
to
right.
see you. All right then. Okay. So we'll
Bye.
sign off.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Laurie.